Okay, hey everyone, super excited to have you guys tonight. Welcome to the Team Huddle. If you do not know me or you haven't had me on a Zoom before, I'm Ambassador Leader Stacy Lease, been with the company for almost 12 years. Absolutely just grateful to be a part of such an amazing community of just amazing women and men and just a great corporate team that we have and just so many exciting things happening for us right now. Speaking of exciting, we have a super awesome guest on tonight. Double Diamond Jessica Cooke. She is a top Cabo earner. She has also earned Christmas cash so many times in the past over the years. And she was a momentum bonus earner last month as well. It was a bonus that was thrown out to double diamonds and above, and you had to reach some huge goals to hit it. And she did it. And so I'm excited for Jess to share with us tonight, just like the tips and strategies she uses for growing her business. A lot's been going on in her life lately, so just how she has balanced that with work, and then sharing a little bit more about Christmas cash. So I'm excited, Jess. And with that, I will give you the floor. And here we go.
Thank you. I totally appreciate that. And yeah, I for the momentum bonus, it was definitely a team effort. Getting everybody back on track. Summer was so busy in between. I think there was like 11 birthdays between July and August. And then we had our family reunion and we packed and moved like 10 hours from where we live. Um, and so if you guys had a busy summer and kind of fell off track, I feel like that's I don't want to say normal, but it does definitely happen. But you can always decide to get back into it. August was one of my lowest action taking months. My host to posts were really low. And so I knew that when September came, I was like, okay, we got the momentum bonus on. School started here in Canada in September. So I was like, let's everyone just have a fresh start for fall. So yeah, I think one of the big things for me was, in those busy lives, you guys, I'm kind of a green personality. I thrive with organization. Maybe you're not somebody like me, but it definitely makes a difference, even if you can kind of get into the habit to find some things that work for you that's going to make your life a lot more simple. I wish my computer was working because I was going to show you my phone, but normally for me, like I content prep through the week. So when especially with if you guys have busy lives, you have full-time jobs, you have kids you have to navigate around, school, all the things. Pick a day. I would say pick a day where you can kind of get ready for a week that'll make your life so much less stressful. So I would pick, okay, what's going on through the week for my family, whether it was a birthday or something. I'm like, hey, of content for that. And then, what goes around birthdays and traveling, fat fighters. I think that Crystal actually shared about this the other week where she was like, pick the products that fit your lifestyle or what's coming up with the like within the month. So we all know Halloween's coming up. Fat Fighters is a really good one. Cleanse is a good one. Obviously, promoting Christmas cash, sharing about the business opportunity as much as humanly possible. So if you guys are note takers, I'm going to share kind of, yeah, the tips of that. I would get all my posts ready for the week. And then if you guys didn't know, if you have a creator account on Facebook, you can actually pre-schedule your posts. So there was a lot of days that I didn't physically have to go on and post because on Sunday, all of my posts were already done and uploaded and Facebook would post for me. So that's one of the things that really helped stories. They don't have a feature for that yet, but once they do, I'm like, if my posts and my stories are already pre-done for me, the only thing that I really have to worry about is getting host to post messages, distributor messages, and follow-up messages out. So that was one of the things that really helped. And then, yeah, just prepping around that. I'm just going to read my notes. Coffee, you guys, pumpkin spice is a huge season right now. So sharing about the coffee, greens, it's cold and flu season, 30-day drop, weight gain, hair, skin, and nails. Like people's hair gets dry and brittle and want to grow it out for the holidays and things like that. So just some tips to keep that in mind if you're getting ready, your content ready. And then same with the business, you guys, sharing about like your office view, your feet by the fire while you're working, while you're laying in bed with your hubby, watching a movie, while you're on a walk with your kids, while they're in sports, pro D day, working from home. or your kids are sick and you have to be home. I know that's really common and so relatable during cold and flu season. So think about some lifestyle things that might come up during the holidays and just get your relatable content around that. So I feel like I know we're going to dive into Christmas cash. I felt last month, one of the big things for me is that we hit so many promos back to back to back, which I love that the company gives. But I was at the point where I was like, okay, I followed up with my list so many times. And if you're feeling stuck, if you're like, no one was signing and enrolling, no, in the summertime, people are really busy and normally they don't kind of, they're like, oh, I need to get back on track themselves. So September, guys, this is a kind of boom season going in from now until Christmas time. Um, so it's always a good time to jump back in and just start fresh. And I would say for Christmas cash, lots and lots of hats. I don't know if it'll be extended past November, but utilizing what you can. And that is kind of what we did for the momentum bonus. I was like, okay, we're starting fresh. New potentials, new conversations, new energy, especially if things were feeling slow. Always for me, it's momentum. When you're doing it, you feel it. Obviously, it takes the initial putting in the work to have that energy building up. Okay, so a second thing for me that really helps is because I know that as a mom of two, busy moving all the things, my days are going to get away from me. There's so many distractions in the middle of the day, and then by the end of the night, I am so tired that my work quality is not at its best. So if I could suggest anything for Christmas cash, you guys, is if you're able to wake up early before your job starts, definitely do it and put in like a solid, I would say give yourself an hour. I tell my team, I'm like, we kind of have 10 or sorry, six, like our six list tasks, and they kind of can take 10 minutes each if you're really focused on banging them out. Get up a post, 5 to 10 minutes. Get up a story, 5 to 10 minutes. Send your 10 distributor messages, 10 minutes. Solid hour first thing in the morning. Yes. Send your host to post messages. That's probably going to take the longest amount of time, but sit down for 15, 20 minutes, send out all your hat messages, and then just be like, okay, I gave myself the prep to do my day. And then all I have to do is just respond to my content at the end of the day or first thing in the morning and just get into a routine. I think routines are really powerful. I know some people thrive on doing this business on the fly, but I just get so distracted. I'm like, okay, where was I? And kind of have to backtrack, and it's so much more time consuming. But if it's already kind of laid out and it's like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, when we do our power hours, usually that's what we do is 10-minute tasks, and then it's done and it feels so amazing. So Christmas cash. I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning. Do I want to wake up at 5:30 in the morning? Absolutely not. My kids wake up at like 7, so I have that hour and a half window to get with my team to try to get my stuff ready for them as well as check and see where they're at. But is it going to be worth it? And I'm going for 5 full Christmas cashes because I know that I've been able to do it before, and I can do it again. And I really wanted to encourage my team, go for the full. If you break it down, which is what I'm going to do for you guys, it's so much more achievable when you have like, okay, what action steps? Tell me what to do, and I'll do it. I would tell my leader that all the time. Like, if you give me the steps to do and I know what I need to do, then I'm going to try my best. And it's pretty much the same thing over and over again. And you can choose what kind of effort that you want to put in, what paycheck you want to go for. And I told my team, I was like, close your eyes and you can go for a full 5. And when I had lots of conversations with my team, they're like, I don't want to, I would love the full 5, but I don't want to go for it because if I don't reach it, I'm going to be so disappointed. And I was like, you need to flip your mindset and think, what if I achieved, if I only set my goals on 1 Christmas cash, that's all I'm going to go for. And maybe I'll earn it and that'll be fantastic. But what if you go for 5 and you don't hit 5, but you hit 3? That's so much. That's so much. I was like, close your eyes. In Canada, it's $6,400 for us if we can earn all 5 just in bonuses, not including commissions. And I was like, that is a huge chunk of change. Close your eyes. Imagine $6,400 going into your bank account. What is that going to pay for? Mortgage for 2 months, November, December. That's going to pay for Christmas presents. That's going to pay for hydro. That's going to pay for your phone bill. That's going to pay for and relieve so much financial stress. Yes, it's going to be a lot of work, but it is possible. So At my previous jobs, I would work my booty off, but I would always get paid the exact same amount. With this, you can work your booty off and give yourself a huge giant raise. So just know that you are completely capable, and it takes first setting the goal and then the belief is what the mindset is the hardest part, thinking on those days that like maybe you didn't get as much traction as you thought the first couple days and you're like, I don't know if I can do it. Just think, okay, I can do it. Refocus. What am I doing? So these are some of the things that I would recommend you guys message all of your DTs. At the beginning of the month, I was like, okay, who is in Christmas cash? Message everyone on my team. Could you use an extra income? Even if they hadn't worked all summer long. I reached out to everyone in my organization that was active, and a lot of people who hadn't worked are like, okay, yes, I need to get back on it. So do it with your team. That's one thing that motivates me when I know that there's other people kind of counting on me, and my accountability goes up on days where I could just say no to myself really easy. But if I know that there's other people that are like, okay, what do we do? I got to get my butt in gear and lead them. And it's so rewarding during this season when people on your team earn Christmas cash and you get to be a part of that, and you're all doing it together and you have that support system and encouraging each other, because we all need that support for sure. So it definitely takes duplication, you guys. Your team is going to do what you're doing. So last month when I did the momentum bonus, and same for Christmas cash, I was like, I need to lead from the front. I need to be the one getting the most distributor messages out, because they're only going to do 50% of what you're doing. So if you're only sending a few distributor messages, expect them to send less. If you're only getting up so many host to posts, expect them to do less. And obviously you don't want to expect they're going to do less. Some people are rock stars and will do more, but it really is showing them and encouraging them and inspiring them that, okay, Jessica's doing this. Okay, I can do it too. Like, so lead from the front, you guys. Get up your content. Show your team your haps, what's working for you, what conversations are working for you. I always send screenshots of my conversations and be like, this was the flow. This is what I said. Like, this is how you reply. And so for Christmas cash, I'm going to do the breakdown of what I did for my team. You guys, it's 3 distributors and 12 customers at 900 BB. And my brand new Jessica self, when I was Ruby, I would be like, oh my gosh, that's so many more than I usually do. I was not a mass enroller in the beginning. But if you can kind of break it down into weekly, it just makes it so doable. So 1 distributor a week and 3 perks members a week if you started your month off strong. If you haven't gotten there, just know I have only signed 1 distributor so far out of the what is it, for getting the full 5. So I'm like, okay, I know that I have work to do, but if you're going for one distributor a week, 3 PMs a week, you guys, that is super manageable. I told my team, I was like, for every 100 distributor messages that I send, normally I will sign between 1 and 3. So how many distributors, if I'm sending 100 messages, that's a lot. If you're like, oh my gosh, that's 100 people that I have to talk to. But if you break it down, yes, that's like 12 distributor messages a day. And if you're getting up a business post, normally you'll only get 1 or 2. It doesn't have to be a big number, but 2 from my posts. I'm getting up my business story. I'm getting 2 to 3 new views on my business story. I'm reaching out to those people. I'm getting up a couple new hosts to post a day, 3 minimum. There's 3 more people. And then normally if I'm having customer conversations, I'm offering them business opportunity, and I'm hitting my 12 every day with the consistency of the post, the story, the haps, and just offering an opportunity. And so I've got my daily checklist of what I need. And so I would say you guys have a daily checklist for yourself. I will send 12 distributor messages a day. Put that as your number 1. Number 2, 3 PMs a week. Okay, I know for me, for every 10 product haps that I get up, I will assign between 1 to 3 customers. So if I'm thinking, okay, I need 3 PMs a week, I need to get up 30 host to posts in a week. Some people don't get that up in a month. So you really do have to reflect and think, what kind of proper action do I need to take in order to achieve these bonuses? And then it's like, okay, well, that's only 5 product host to posts a day, 5 a day. If I'm consistent, I will be hitting my goals. And then if you're wanting more than that, obviously it's going to take a lot more work. So, but it's doable. Alrighty. Let me know if you guys have any questions, by the way. Just drop them in the chat and I'll go back after and answer anything. And I wrote down, are you doing what is required? And if you want more than one, you just got to get a ton of haps up. I'm doing reels. Like I've never really dove in deep into reels. I've never really dove in deep into Instagram. I've pretty much just stuck to host to post. So if you're feeling stuck on your Facebook page, just know that there's other solutions too. Or if you want more, utilize all of the platforms. Like you've got so many resources at your fingertips. I would 100% recommend getting a conference ticket if you're able to. I was telling one of the girls on my team, and she's like, Jessica, in Canada, it's $315 total. I don't have that, or like that's a lot, and it is a lot. But I had to tell her, I was like, okay, just think. You get 20 codes you can use all the way until December. So even if you don't sign all your distributors to that this month, that's fine. But like go for signing one distributor, getting your mini, that's $135 in Canada, helping that distributor get two customers, that's another $135. You're only investing $40 in a conference ticket. And that's not including all the rest of the distributors and the fast launch bonuses and the full Christmas cashes that you're going to be getting, boxing yourself for Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, helping your team promote. Like there's just so many benefits to getting your conference ticket if you're able to. Yes, it's going to take a push, but you guys get that ticket and get to conference. Get to conference as well. Like conference is going to be phenomenal. Alrighty. So for me, I think it was Babette who gave me the strategy that she was like, try to push for distributors at the beginning of the month, bang your 3 out if possible. So get up distributor host to post, and then all you have to do is worry about product caps for the rest of the month, essentially. And being loud and proud about the products, you guys, be a product of the product. Again, I know that it's hard to make an investment into getting product for a lot of people. At the beginning of my business, it was hard for me because I was like, well, I've got to, buy product and I'm trying to make money, not spend it. But honestly, when you put that investment into yourself, you can show yourself taking it. You can talk about how it tastes, how you feel, share other client testimonies. I didn't have any huge results because I was nursing for the first like 6 months of my business. So I didn't have big results to share. But I just knew that the ingredients were phenomenal. I could share the benefits. I could share other people's testimonies. And I had them on hand. So like I would show myself with the greens. We didn't have the coffee. We didn't have we had Thermophyte X. It was different. We didn't have burn. We didn't have flat. We didn't have aloe. We didn't have any of those things. So even if it's just one product, you guys use what you got. Okay. And I also just want to say, like, what if this does get extended to November, which I'm praying that it will. But even if it doesn't, utilize the most of this month and really build up your potentials list as much as possible. And that way you're going to be signing heading into November, and you're still going to be earning cash for Christmas regardless. And it's going to give you momentum heading into December and into the new year, which is another boom season. So I feel like every 90 days in this business is a cycle of huge progress and growth. And then you have the opportunity to do it again. So write down your daily to-do list, you guys. Write down your alarm or set your alarm and just get up early and bang it out. And I promise it'll be so much easier. And if you have time to do those tasks, then you do it again. I have my task list, and then I have a second one underneath. So I'm trying to get everything done in the morning and then another one in the evening, just to maximize my effort. So mindset, I feel like it's going to be a really big one because it's darker earlier. We get tired earlier. We kind of go into like that hibernation mode. We don't necessarily feel as motivated. Vitamin D's down, moods can go down and all those kinds of things. So one of the things that really helped me, it was Motiversity, or you can go on YouTube and you can search 5-minute motivational video. Start your day with mindset and motivation. If you can journal, if you can listen to an Audible, if you can do any of those kinds of things for yourself, it just sets your day up right. And when I tell myself, like usually I don't tell myself, okay, Jessica, you said you were going to get to work. You said that you had goals to crush. Normally I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't have the energy for this. I'll do it later. That was like my famous quote when I first started was, I don't have the energy. I'll do it later. Then it would be the next day. And then same thing. I would say, I'll do it later. And then it was 3 days and I hadn't posted and I hadn't got up any haps and I hadn't done anything because I was tired. So I needed that motivation. You can get Motiversity on Audible. And it was just like, okay, let's go. Like, you can crush your goals. Like, just someone pouring confidence and belief into you that you're like, okay, yeah, like, let's do it. It just jacks your energy up. So that's what I would suggest if you were struggling with leadership, or you're wanting to build a team in this season. I highly recommend anything John Maxwell. Anything John Maxwell. Developing the Leader Within 2.0 was probably one of the first ones that I started listening to. What is it? It's not Built to Last. There's so many. Just search John Maxwell and listen to a couple of the beginner ones and find one and start one. And you guys, if you're wanting to go and rank and help other people earn income, leadership development is a huge one that always inspired me to help others. So those are my tips. I wanted to help kind of keep this short and sweet. If there was any questions, if Stacy had anything that she wanted to add, let me just check the chat.
So good, Jess. Like, just, stick to the basics, stick to what you know works, and be consistent. Sorry, my kiddos are here in the background. While you were talking, also, I tried to answer some of the questions in the chat. So feel free to like piggyback on any of that if you want to add anything. I know one I haven't shared yet is a task list. I'm not sure if you have your 6, like what you do. People are just probably curious, team to team, what.
Yeah, so I number one for me is post, story, and then I dive into distributor hacks. I don't do happy birthday messages. I don't do interacting. I don't do adding until my messaging is done, because back in the day, I would fall into the trap of doing the easy things first because I dreaded messaging and I dreaded host to post. Oh, shoot. Anyway, so I would say do the hard things first. 10 distributor messages a day, 3 minimum host to post a day, and then following up with your content, post, story, haps, and just having all those new conversations, and then growing your network from that as well. I saw another question. It says, I need a hap that's working. I've been trying several and none are getting traction. For me, I love the one that's like, who wants to heal their gut and lose 10 to 30 pounds in the next 3 months or by Christmas or something like that. Or who wants to lose 10 to 30 pounds and heal their gut this fall. And then it just says, my friend Jessica is looking for a few reviewers at her cost. That one just works really well for me. Not every single market is going to hit. So I know you said none are getting traction. And I tell my team all the time, out of 10 host to posts that I get up, 5 are going to get traction. The others are going to fall flat. So sometimes it just takes hitting the right networks. And if you're only getting up, say you're getting up 3 hosts to post a day and 1 is getting traction on it, might not seem like a lot. So it could just be increasing your number. And especially for Christmas cash, I would just try to increase that number. Play around with 2 and then find which one works the best for you.
No, that's great. Sorry if I was hollering at my kids when I wasn't on mute. So yeah, I agree with you too, Jess. And it's truly a numbers game. Like, you just have to be willing to send those reach out messages. Like, you have to just do it. It's part of what our job is, offering something that we're passionate about with others. So if you're not reaching out and asking the question, then you never are going to get those potentials. You're never going to get those guesses. You're going to get a lot of no's, but your yeses are going to come, and part of your job is to ask, right? And so being consistent in that way is really important. I wanted to add also that if you aren't consistent, you can literally, like, let me just give an example. I've been in the business for 12 years. And in the beginning of May, I was like, you know what? I just need a little bit of a reset because I had a lot going on in life. And so I stopped my effort that I normally put in every single day. I really am very consistent. And I dropped my effort to about 20, 25, 30% for a couple months because of life stuff. I've never quite done that. I mean, maybe here and there, but never consistently for a period of time. And I'm going to tell you guys, that impacts your business tremendously. And now it has taken over 2 months for me to get back up to where I was at as far as those consistent conversations and those potentials, right? They're coming now, and now I'm signing them. But I'm going to tell you, if you don't treat it like a business or you step back, you're going to almost create even more work for yourself down the road. I don't know why I felt the need to share that, but I think it's important for us to know that like this business works if you work. And so if you aren't putting in the effort, just know that it's not because what you're doing isn't working. It's because you have to put that effort in consistently or work back up to where you need to be. And I'm like, I know this, right? But it was put to the test for me this summer. So I just wanted to share that. Um, and
I feel like
yes,
that's really important.
yeah, it really is. And like I said, like, you'll start doubting, like, oh, why isn't it working? It's always worked. I'm always doing this and I'm always planting and harvesting. Well, if you're not planting nearly as much, you're not going to harvest nearly as much. And
And
so,
I do have another thing to say about that as
yep,
well, because a lot of my team was like, well, I don't have anyone who's interested, or everyone that I have spoken with currently isn't ready. And I always respond to, how many host posts did you get up this week? And if they're like, well, three, I'm like, okay, well, there's not enough conversations. If you're finding that it's hard to get people to even host a post for you, go back through your collections. Anyone who's posted before, send them a voice note and say, hey, Jen, I know that I asked you this before, but I'm going for a Christmas cash. It'd be incredible for my family. Would you mind posting for me? It's just a simple one about my cash giveaway. And in return, I would love to get you in a free entry. And get a whole bunch of giveaway host to posts. Allow yourself to create that momentum where you're having in new networks. Because if you're stuck in the network you're in, it could be really, really difficult. Yeah, just like, yeah. If you fall off, just like Stacey said, it's really hard to create momentum, especially with hafts. I notice when I stop doing hafts and then I don't have those, I'm like, oh, now it's going to take so many more messages to get that flow back.
it's 100% true. And like you guys are hearing it from people that have mass enrolled, have been in the company forever. Like we're all going to experience that loss of momentum if we slow down a bit or we're not being as consistent in getting up host to post and having tons of conversations every day. Like you should always have someone to follow up with. That's how many people you should be talking to, is the fact that each day you should always have someone to follow up with and maximize posts, like host to post. Um, you need to maximize, right? So like if people aren't interested in the product, you then say, okay, would you have interest in putting up a post for me? And I'll just enter you into a giveaway. It's just helping me out, but there's no obligation. Or people that post for you and they get a few comments, you're offering the business. So you're maximizing the use of the host of posts. I was going to try to get a reach out message. I'm on Crystal's Zoom, so I'm like messaging Teresa these separate. But is there a specific reach out message that you've used? I just sent one to her. I just am real. Like, hey, I'm going for a huge goal in my business right now. If you don't mind putting up a post for me on your page, I'll enter you into our cash giveaway, and it would mean the world to me. Would you be willing to help? I know some people don't even mention the cash giveaway and just say, I'm going for a huge bonus for my family. And it would really help me out if you wouldn't mind throwing up a post on your page for me. You're entering them in, but you're not like, because people can be sketchy about giveaways sometimes, maybe you're doing wording it differently. So what do you do, Jess?
I'm pretty much the exact same. I'm a really firm believer in voice memos. Normally, I tell my team, especially if they're new and they're like, "Well, I haven't talked to this person before," or "It's been a really long time," whatever the case may be. Normally, I say go through your friends list, and just click on their page and go and see what they've posted recently, and go and give a love and give a compliment. Everybody loves a compliment. Not everyone's gonna have not everyone posts and they don't have feed that's not months old. So you can't do that to everyone. But if you can hit someone like, fall decor or a recipe or a picture of their kids, their dogs, them out on a walk, you can say, oh my goodness, it looks so beautiful. Whatever genuinely that you can say as a compliment to someone, and then go into their inbox and say, hey, I just saw your post about you and your kids at the park. I figured that I'd reach out. I know it's been forever. And this isn't a voice note. I know it's been forever, but I figured that I'd ask because I'm going for a big goal, Christmas bonus for my family. And I thought that I'd see if you'd be willing to share a really simple status for me. And, as a thank you, I would love to get you into our cash giveaway. So if people can hear you and they're like, oh, I haven't spoken to her in a long time, it's like a nostalgic feeling when you like reconnect with a childhood friend or something. Like maybe you guys went to elementary school, maybe you were coworkers with, 10 years ago or something like that. But they're going to see the compliment on their page. And it's just a nice way to reconnect with someone. And then when they do respond, or you're commenting on their posts, they're going to start seeing your posts. So as long as you're posting consistently about your business, they're going to know, okay, yeah, yeah, sure. Like I can share something for you. So that's normally a tip that I give if yeah, make it more personal
Absolutely.
and you get a lot of yeses back. Like
It's
Stacey said, be genuine and just ask from the heart, right?
it's
And
so true.
another thing is
Yep.
I hear a lot is I just don't want to bug people. And that's a fear-based like an inward response because you think you are bugging them, but there's a lot of people who might have seen your giveaway or seen your products and they're thinking, I don't want to bug her. And they're thinking the exact same thing. So you just really have to be brave. And I always think, what if there is someone out there who needs the $500 cash draw that we have on right now? And I never thought that they would post for me. And I was really nervous. They have an awesome page or something like that, right? You're intimidated or just fearful of bugging someone. But you have to go into the mindset of I am offering a service to allow someone to win cash. If someone came up to me like, "Hey, do you want a free lottery ticket?" Sure. Like it's completely free. Like, okay. And then what if they won? Like, if you guys have never seen the responses from the people who actually win our cash draws, single moms that are like, oh my gosh, or I needed to go this, or like I was so broke, or I've been so behind on this bill, I was about to get this, we all have those life things when someone can win, think, okay, I'm messaging to ask, even if I'm nervous that um, that I'm bugging them. What if they say yes? What if they win and that helps that person? Or better yet, what if they post about the products and there's someone who has been on a pre-diabetic list or they have need to lose weight to have surgery, or as a mom they just don't feel confident, they don't have energy and they're struggling, and that person posts for you, and because you were brave and you asked first, even if you were nervous, like you can change lives, especially financially. Like you get up a distributor host a post about Christmas cash and someone joins your team and you're able to help them pay for their family's cash for Christmas. So there's so many benefits to just being brave and sending the messages. But I saw another comment about being brave and fear about going live. And I love that question. So I'm going to tell you a little story. I wasn't Ruby yet, and live videos just came out. This is like 9 months into the business. And we did like a 21-day live video challenge. And I was like, sure. And then when the time came to go live, I was like, oh my gosh, I was so nervous. So we had a different topic that we would share on each day, whether it was like you picked a topic, why our products are phenomenal, plant-based, or how we get paid, and what all the different perks that we offer. If you want, Ariana, I can send you that list. I still have the 21-day topics. Anyway, what I would do is I would write down notes and I would reread them to myself. And then I would walk around my living room, like rehearsing them. My husband would be like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm getting ready to go live. I was nervous. I had really bad anxiety about it. I would wait until midnight because I was like, everyone's going to be asleep. No one's going to be on their phone because it's late. There was always people on their phone. And I just remember like my hand shaking and pressing the button and just thinking, just smile and try to get through it and just smile. And I look back at my live videos from when I first started. I'm like, they weren't horrible, but obviously I was a beginner. So you just have to take it with a grain of salt that you're new to it. Your confidence will build as you do it. And you guys, I went Ruby that month and my husband went Ruby that month. Just from going live every day and people just seeing me and hearing about the different things that our business had to offer. So do the live, Ariana. The fear is always going to be there. Even now when I go live on my page, I still get those little tiny little butterflies and I'm like, okay, and go. So I hope that gave you some tips to help. Yeah.
That's so crazy that you talk about the live video challenge. I just sent that to Teresa too, since I've been sending stuff to her. But I remember that. And I have all of the different days, day 1 to 20, and like all the different topics we talked about. It's awesome. And it just kind of helps you get going. And honestly, it doesn't just have to be about the product or the business. Like it could be literally you just at the park with your kids or you randomly cooking something for dinner. People buy people, not products. Okay. So they genuinely want to get to know you. So be real and genuine no matter what you're doing, whether it's a reach out message, whether it's a voice memo, whether it's a live video, whether it's a reel, whether it's a story. It doesn't matter what it is, just be you and you will attract the people that you're meant to attract and bring into this business. And then another question on here was about like, okay, reaching out over and over and over again to the same potential distributors. You're offering them $25 thing, they're not jumping. Okay, I get it. I'm in the same boat with some of that. Now, this is my advice. Put more people into that filter. Yes, keep throwing it out because you never know when someone's going to be ready that has been ignoring or hasn't moved forward and jumped on the $25, but just keep bringing in new potential distributors because this is a thing. It doesn't mean that they won't work if they waited so long to start. They may not be ready, but at the same time, if someone isn't willing to jump at $25 to invest in themselves for the business, they might not be willing to put much effort into the business. Not always the case. It might not just be the right time. Send out that message, send out that voice message when different promos come out to them. Like, take that moment to do that, but start bringing in new potential distributors that you haven't asked over and over again for the past year. I get it. I'm doing the same thing, but bringing in new and having more to reach out to is what's going to be key. And that's all in expanding your network, bringing in new people, growing relationships, all those things.
Yeah, and I feel like one of the mistakes that I made in the beginning was getting stuck waiting for the people who said they were going to or said that they wanted it when they weren't ready, but I was waiting for them versus what Stacy said and having a lot of new conversations. The conversations for me kind of depend. There's always going to be those people that you feel like you're following up with forever. I always think for me, like I actually said no to the business. It wasn't even that I said for 3 months, I said, no, I'm not going to be good at it. No, it's just not for me. I'm not a salesperson. Like, no, I don't want to work online and do that kind of stuff. And it wasn't until my daughter was born that I was like, I need to try something like this and to be able to work from home because a normal 9 to 5, because I was thinking, oh, I'll just work 9 to 5. I'll just do like the job. So you never know when someone's going to go through a life shift, whether that's pregnancy, move, like there's all different surgery and they can't have a normal, like there's so many different types of things. So always ask those people, but take it with a grain of salt and you're just offering to offer, and then moving forward. So for me, like Stacey said, I'd send a voice note and say, hey, Sally, like, how was your summer? I know we haven't chatted in a while. Or I messaged you about, I know I messaged you about the last promotion. I have an opportunity to start for 75% off. And I only have a couple of spots, but obviously, I spoke to you about making money and I would love to see. We also announced Christmas cash. I didn't want anyone to miss it. Could you use that extra $1,000 to $5,000 heading into the holidays? And if they answer, they do. And if they don't, then that's fine. My goal is to find the people that need this. Because if they're not ready, I'm like, no, that's fine. That's okay. And I will just move on because my goal, I'm like searching for the people that I can like make an impact. So just ask because you never know when you're going to impact that person's life, whether they waited 3 months, they waited 6 months, they waited a year, 2 years. I've been in this for 9 years and there's people who will come distribute like, I've been watching you for 4 years. Okay, well, I'm glad that we could stay connected. And like now is the time, right? I don't know. And I have gotten to the point where I've messaged someone so many times. You get to like that fed up spot. I'll just be honest, where you're like, I don't even want to follow up with that person anymore because they're such a flake. And I'll say, hey, I know we've talked about this many times. Sometimes you just have to be honest. Obviously, it takes confidence coming from that kind of place. And I said, I know that I've offered this to you a lot. Obviously, I don't want to bug you. Are you wanting me to take you off of my follow-up list, or are you still looking for something flexible to bring in that income? Like you just have to ask the hard question. A lot of times people are like, actually, yeah, you can take me off my list. Fine. That is fine. I'm not wasting your time. I'm not bugging you. I'm not wasting my time, and I'm focusing on the right people. So just always offer and ask, but move forward.
100%. And what do they say that people's circumstances change on an average of every 6 months? So that's why you still keep them in the loop. But I did send out a message. I don't do it enough actually, but I sent out a message asking someone on a scale from 1 to 10, how interested are you in me following up with you about the business opportunity and getting you started? And I had like three different options on. I'll have to find the message, but it was really helpful in me filtering out people. So sure, I'll send that over to you. So um when they don't say that, it's like, okay, what are we doing? Right. So that's the thing. It's just about like ask, but continue to have new people to reach in. It's about quality, not quantity. It's not always about bringing in tons and tons and tons. It's about bringing in quality ones. I know I brought in a smaller amount of distributors in the last few months, but they are quality. They're working, they're getting their customers, and it's okay to say, hey, I only have a few spots, even though we can sign tons of people for this or whatever we can do with the codes, we still only are one person and we're trying to train and pour into these people. And so their spots are important because it's taking your time as well. And so I like to use the word VIP spot because you're literally getting my full attention to help train you in this business. So that's so good. Jeff, we had so many good questions, so much good discussion. And I'm excited for this month and all that is going to happen. And there's a handful of us on here going to Cabo next week. Oh, I'm so pumped about that. You guys get to events, run hard, hit these trips, these incentives. But right now, you have the opportunity to get started or you have the opportunity to purchase your conference ticket. And I'm telling you, every single conference for me, 12 years later, every single one has been some sort of game changer in my business. And so I encourage you to do whatever you can to get there, whatever you can, because it will be life changing for you. So that's great. Jess, do you want to add anything?
There's actually one last thing that I wanted to add that just like got me thinking. If you guys are going for multiple Christmas caches and you're looking for distributors, don't forget to ask your potential customers. Hey, I know you've been on, you've been interested in the products. I have a spot that you can get a sample pack for, like, if you need to sign the distributors. My recommendation is always to sign the ones who are wanting to work first. But if you're wanting to sign those distributors, don't forget your potential customers or your current customers. Say, hey, I know you've been loving the products. I don't know if you've ever thought about making money while doing this with me. It's $35 for a sample pack right now, and you can make money and earn Christmas bonuses. Would that be something you're interested in? And a lot of your potential customers won't even know that they have the opportunity unless you're actively asking your potential customers if they want to make money. Normally that doesn't come until later, but reach out to your potential PMs and say, hey, do you want to try a sample pack for $35 and make money? So even if they're not working the business, you're still getting those DT spots to fill your Christmas cash bonus. That's a last resort, but I did want to share that as a tip because I have used that in the past. If I'm needing like one more, two more, something like that.
Well, and it's keeping it simple. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Okay. Like, hey, you can get this $25, $35 sample pack and make extra money while using the product that you already love, especially with ones that have been using it for a few months and seeing the results that they have been looking for. So no, that's so good. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I'm going to do a little short video of all of us saying bye. I did take some during as well, but here we go, everyone. Bye, guys. Hope you guys all have a great night. Thank you so much for hopping on, Jess. Appreciate you so much and just pouring into everyone. I feel like it's been a great Zoom for so many, and I mean the chat's blowing up with how beneficial it's been too. So grateful for you. Grateful for all of you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. Yep, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.